Breddo Likwifier LORSS icing unit. Demonstration. Let us show you how to blend, cook, and hold glaze all in one efficient unit. We're going to prepare 800 pounds of glaze. Start by adding the amount of water specified in your recipe. The cooking stage begins by combining the granulated sugar and stabilizer with the water and then bringing the mixture up to a full rolling boil. First, start the impeller on low speed and start the scraper drive. Now we add the granulated sugar through the safety grate. A limit switch will automatically stop the blender if the safety grid is removed while the unit is in operation. Next, stabilizer is added through the safety grate. Within a few seconds, the sugar stabilizer mixture is blended. After closing the lid, we start the auto cook cycle. The control has been programmed to bring the mixture temperature up to a full rolling boil and hold it there for 3 minutes. A simple press of the button on the touch screen starts our sequence. This opens the steam valve and begins heating the vessel. Typically, it takes about 15 minutes to bring the vessel's contents to a boil in a 100-gallon blender. This is based on using 70 to 90 psi steam in the cone jacket. The auto cook cycle will be initially set at the factory, but it may need to be modified after running the trial tests during startup. For example, the product may start out at 70 degrees Fahrenheit, and you may have a set point of 210 to 213 degrees Fahrenheit. The steam valve will stay open throughout the temperature rise and remain on during the 2 to 3 minute set point time frame for the rolling boil. Once the trial tests are completed, you should be able to establish the set temperature and time set point for your specific formula. While the temperature is rising in the vessel, we'll review the LORSS control system. The operator has complete command of the unit from this single panel. On the left side is the VFD for the impeller. The knob below is the manual control for the impeller's speed in case you want to adjust the speed manually instead of going through the digital control on the touch screen. To the right are the controls for the scraper unit drive. They are the same layout as the impeller controls, digital above and manual knob below. Next is the water flush seal indicator light. The water flush seal is available as an option on new units. The water pressure helps lubricate the seal in lieu of lubricating the seal by the product. If the seal should lose water pressure, the unit will shut down and the indicator light will change to red. This seal is under the impeller inside the blender. The seal is lubricated by a customer-supplied water source attached to the water flush seal kit built for the blender. The necessary connections are included in the installation kit. The bleed-off button is activated to remove any condensate from the piping before you heat up your next batch. This bleed-off prevents any water hammering in the piping. It has a safety lockout to prevent its operation when the steam valve is open. In some cases, the bleed-off can be used to release some of the heat from the vessel's jacket after the heating cycle. The bleed-off valve's vent line must be plumbed in a manner to protect the operators from the hot condensate that is released during the bleed-off cycle. Some customers conserve energy by transferring the condensate back to the boiler. Other customers simply relieve the condensate safely down a drain line. The main temperature control for the entire unit is the touch screen. This PLC interface operates the steam valves, temperature sensors, temperature set points, and timers, giving you complete control of the cooking sequence. If the unit is ordered without a PLC, a temperature controller can be used to help with the sequence. The large red button is the E-stop switch, in case you need an emergency stop or any of the limit switches have been tripped. Now the mixture has reached a rolling boil, and the control unit will maintain the temperature for 3 minutes or your desired set time is achieved. When the time has elapsed, the steam valve is closed, and you can press the bleed-off button if you desire to relieve the pressure and heat in the vessel's jacket. The next step is to add the hard fat flakes to the blender. When the hard fat is in the vessel, we turn the impeller on to approximately 600 RPM and start to add the desired powdered sugar. As the sugar is added, we raise the impeller RPM to incorporate a good blending action. Finally, we add flavoring. In this case, we're using vanilla. The scraper drive can be used throughout this process. The vessel can be used to hold the finished glaze at a specific temperature as long as necessary. As you can see, the Breddo Likwifier efficiently produces a smooth, consistent icing, batch after batch.